We're going to up our game in Chapter 7 with how we use the competitive model. So we've used supply and demand pretty much so far, and that's the competitive model. We just have derived things a little more carefully in this unit or last unit. Now in Chapter 7, we're going to start using it a little more in a little more detail, and we're going to gain the ability to conduct firm level analysis, and events that affect firms, we're going to be able to see the link to market reactions, and that's a real important ability to have. It's the kind of thing that has made George Soros billions of dollars, his ability to anticipate the connection between market events and currency movements, which are just one type of price in the economy. All right, let's build a technical tool to do that. We know this framework. I have this jewelry cartoon. I had found it for the previous screencast, and I couldn't upload it for some reason, but then I figured out how to do it, and I liked the cartoon. So I've got all sorts of jewelry stories that, something before I got married I knew nothing about, and now I know an iota more than nothing, but still pretty little. But anyway, let's take the market for lapis lazuli stones, which I'm probably not pronouncing right, but I know they're plentiful and there's a lot of producers. Diamonds, is cartelized, so not such a great example in the competitive market. So these pretty blue stones that in various parts of the world are real common. So we have developed this ability to study the market, and that's not going to change. This is the competitive market analysis. What we're going to add is our analysis of the single firm producing lapis lazuli. So this is a mine somewhere in, I don't know, Armenia. I have no idea where these where these stones come from. I just know that they come from a lot of places and there's a lot of them. So not firms. This is a single producer of lapis lazuli. And so we have this problem when we want to conduct market and firm level analysis at the same time. The market analysis happens at the scale of the whole market, millions of carats. Carats is the weight of a single stone, or is the weight in which these stones are measured. Anyway, we have millions of stones in the market, but each firm is so small. We could get a microscope and do our analysis of the firm right next to the y-axis here, but that's really inconvenient. So what we do instead is to blow up the firm's problem, so it's big so we can see it. And I use this convention of small q, and these are just carats per year, not millions of carats. So this is just one of the many firms here. And we usually just assume all the firms are the same, just not because they are, but because it makes things simpler. All right, and so how do we do this? Well, we know that from last unit that the market price is just a signal to producers that, they can sell all they want at that market price. They're teeny, so they can't raise price without losing all their business, and there's no point in lowering price because they can sell all they want at the market price. So we have this horizontal demand curve for individual firms. And then we have, this marginal cost function might drop initially, but eventually, in the short run anyway, it upward sloping. And that's also the firm supply curve. So remember that this is the industry marginal cost curve. That's the industry supply curve. And this is going to be the firm supply, at least above the average variable cost. And then what we can do is, we know how to do this. I'm just putting this together. We did this in Chapter 6. Okay, well, this producer is going to produce small q naught. And I can even add information on prices. I'll just draw a zero profit case, and then I'll wave my hands. If average total costs were like so, notice that price and average total costs are just equal at this outcome I've drawn here. That's going to be an important situation. We're going to conclude that competitive markets trend toward the zero profit outcome over the long run. But it could be that if average costs were lower, something like down here, then at this price, average costs would be, remember the average cost, the minimum average cost is always the point where it intersects the marginal cost curve. Talked that through in a previous screencast. Anyway, whatever the average cost would be, price minus average cost is a positive number, and we'd have that profit rectangle. Or it could be, and we'll do a lot of examples in the coming screencast, it could be that average costs are up here, in which case this outcome with average cost above it would correspond to a loss for the firm. But I've just drawn the zero profit case here, and we'll see those positive profit, negative profit cases later. But this is the framework we're going to use pretty intensively for this unit of the material, and actually, well, in later units we're not going to have to map the firm separately from the market, because when we study monopoly, say, the firm is the whole market. So oligopoly, we may come back to this in a fashion, but really this side-by-side framework, I think we can just, we're going to use it hard in competitive market analysis and leave it behind later.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.